Title: He walked into a restaurant. Then froze when he saw his pregnant ex-wife serving food. He pushed the glass door open without looking up, already annoyed by the long day he'd had. The smell of fried food and coffee hit him first. Then he looked up and his entire body froze. Across the small restaurant, balancing a tray with shaking hands, stood the one person he never expected to see again. His pregnant ex-wife. Wearing a faded uniform. Serving food to strangers. Before we begin, if you enjoy emotional, real-life inspired stories that remind us of the power of kindness, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments. You're watching Kindness Story Hub, where one small act can change a life forever. Ethan hadn't planned on stopping at that diner. He usually ate at expensive places closer to his office. But traffic had been terrible, and the diner was right there on the corner. Cheap. Quick. Forgettable. Or so he thought. He slid into a booth near the window, still in his tailored suit, scrolling through his phone. Then he felt it, that strange feeling you get when someone familiar is near. He looked up, and there she was, Alina. Her hair was pulled back in a loose ponytail, a few strands falling around her tired face. Her cheeks looked thinner, her eyes duller, but her belly was impossible to miss. She was clearly in the later months of pregnancy. She moved slowly, carefully, like every step took effort. Ethan's heart slammed against his chest. This wasn't how he imagined seeing her again. The last time they spoke had been 2 years ago, during a cold, angry argument that ended their marriage. He remembered the slammed door. The words he couldn't take back. The pride that stopped him from apologizing. He had walked away that day, convinced he was doing the right thing. Lena hadn't noticed him yet. She was focused on her work, placing plates on tables, forcing polite smiles. Ethan watched her from across the room, memories flooding back. Late-night laughs. Sunday mornings. The way she used to hum while cooking. A waitress approached his table. "Can I take your order?" she asked. Ethan nodded without really hearing her. His eyes never left Lena. I'll have a coffee," he said. As the waitress walked away, Lena finally turned, and their eyes met. For a split second, the world stopped. Lena froze too. Her face drained of color. Her hand tightened around the tray. Ethan stood up without thinking. "Lena," he said softly. The room suddenly felt too small. Too loud. She forced a professional smile, but her eyes betrayed her. "I'll have someone else take care of you," she said quietly. She turned to walk away, but Ethan stepped forward. "Please. Just a minute." She hesitated. Then slowly nodded. They stood near the counter, an awkward distance between them. "I didn't know you worked here," Ethan said. Lena let out a small, tired laugh. "You weren't supposed to." He glanced at her belly, then back to her face. His voice shook. "You're pregnant." "Yes." 1,000 questions burned in his mind, but only one came out. "Are you okay?" That was it. That simple question. Lena swallowed hard. For a moment, she looked like she might cry. Then she straightened her shoulders. "I'm managing," she said. "People do." Ethan remembered how proud she always was. How she never liked asking for help. Is it mine?" he asked, barely above a whisper, her eyes filled with tears. "Yes." The word hit him harder than any insult ever could. "I tried to tell you," she continued, her voice trembling. "I called. I texted. But you'd already moved on. Or at least, that's what it felt like." Ethan's chest tightened. He remembered those messages. He remembered ignoring them, telling himself it was better that way. "I was scared," he admitted. "And stupid." Lena nodded. "I figured." They stood in silence. The clatter of dishes filled the space between them. "I'm sorry," Ethan said finally. "For everything." She looked at him for a long moment. "Sorry doesn't change the past." "No," he agreed. "But maybe it can change something else." She raised an eyebrow, but he took a deep breath. "You shouldn't be working like this. Not alone. Not pregnant." Her tone hardened. "I don't have a choice." "You do now," he said. Lena shook her head. "I don't want your pity." "It's not pity," Ethan replied. "It's responsibility. And kindness." Something I forgot how to show. She looked away. Kindness doesn't pay rent. I know, he said. But let me help. Please. She hesitated. Pride and exhaustion fought across her face. Finally, she sighed. I'll think about it. That night, Ethan couldn't sleep, but he kept seeing Lena's tired eyes. Her swollen feet. The way she carried everything alone. The next morning, he showed up at the diner again. And the next. Each time, he ordered food, tipped generously, and left quietly. A week later, Lena confronted him. You can't keep doing this, she said. Yes, I can, he replied. And I will. He offered to cover her medical bills. She refused at first. He offered to help her find a safer apartment. She resisted. But little by little, she let him in, not because he was rich, but because he was consistent. One evening, after her shift, they sat in the diner after closing. The lights were dim. The world felt calmer. I was angry at you for a long time, Lena admitted. But I was angrier at myself for choosing pride over peace. Ethan nodded. I thought being strong meant not needing anyone. Turns out, it just made me lonely. Months passed. Ethan attended doctor appointments. He helped set up the nursery. He listened more than he spoke. When their baby girl was born, Ethan held her tiny hand and felt something inside him break open. In the best way, tears streamed down his face. I won't mess this up, he whispered. Lena watched him from the hospital bed. Not with anger, but with cautious hope. They didn't rush into anything. Healing takes time, but kindness showed up every day, in small ways. A warm meal. A quiet apology. A promise kept, and slowly, trust returned. Years later, that same diner still stood on the corner. But Lena no longer worked there. She owned it. Ethan supported her dream without taking credit. He learned that real kindness doesn't ask for applause. One afternoon, Ethan walked into the diner with their daughter, now laughing and full of life. Lena looked up from the counter and smiled. A real smile. Life hadn't been perfect. But it was honest. And it was kind. Sometimes, kindness doesn't come from strangers. Sometimes, it comes from facing the past, owning your mistakes, and choosing to do better, one small act at a time. If this story touched your heart, remember this: it's never too late to lead with kindness. One moment of compassion can change a life. Maybe even your own.